Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the IceHQ ice rink here in our Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warringjoy and Woiwurrung traditional land for the IceHQ Junior Summer League 2023-2024. I'm Carl Brewer, and I'll be bringing you the coverage this morning and also for the Junior A finals this afternoon. It is Grand Final Day, and today we are about to bring you the Junior B Grand Final gold medal game, and it's between the Dogs and the Inferno. This is a Junior B, so the rules for this, it's what's known as modified checking. You are not allowed to line your opponent up and run into them from the front or the back. You are, however, allowed to hit from the side. It's called an east-west check, and that is okay, but a check from the front or the back, unless you're actually contesting the puck, is not legal in this particular grade. It is a mixed grade as well, so we have everyone playing this, and it is up to and including under 14 with skill appropriate levels, but it's predominantly 11 to 13-year-old players. So there is quite a mix of sizes and skill levels, and the idea behind the Junior B competition here at IceHQ in the Junior Summer League is it is slight line matching, moderately competitive, but of course it's the grand final, it will be very competitive. And they can have power play lines, and they can have penalty kills, and we also have hybrid icing, which I'll explain throughout the game for those of you who are watching this on the live feed who maybe aren't necessarily familiar with some of those rules. I'll do my best to try and explain them as we go through the game with some context. The last time these two teams played was in a semi-final not that long ago. An interesting game indeed. The score went to the Dogs 6-2. In fact, the Dogs have beat the Inferno every time but one that they've played them in the 5 times they've played them this season. So on form, you'd have to say the Dogs. But interestingly enough, in the last game, it was marred by a very large number of penalties. We had 16 penalties, so each penalty typically lasts for 2 minutes. So between the two teams, they gave away 32 minutes of game time. So it can be a major deciding factor in the game is the ability to stay out of the penalty box. Nothing in particular was necessarily in itself particularly heinous crimes, but they do need to be mindful of that. The Inferno in particular gave away quite a few penalties early on, but it was reasonably even throughout the game. So if the team that manages to stay out of the penalty box the most is probably going to be the one that has the greatest advantage in this particular game. But we will wait and see what that happens. We have got some quite small players and some quite large ones, as you would expect. Kids getting up around this age of 11 to 14 years old. You can get some pretty big kids at 14 and some pretty little ones at 11 and 12. So big difference in size. The players need to be very mindful of how that is played out. So again, these two teams, last time they played, the Dogs did win 6-2. But it has been a pretty interesting season for them. This is the race for the gold. Previous times out, the Dogs won 7-4, and then the Inferno won 6-5 back on the 10th of December. So the Inferno can do it, and in the second time these players, so it was a bit of a washout. Dogs 9 to the Inferno 2, and the first time Dogs 4 to Inferno 2. So the Inferno will have it up against them. But in hockey, on any day, any team can win any game. So this one by no means a foregone conclusion, and we know that the Inferno can beat them. They've done it before. And we'll have the national anthem, and then we'll get the game underway. We will have the game underway very shortly. The kid's almost getting sucked in there to the second verse of the national anthem. Did you know it's got one? Anyway, it does. No one ever listens to it. I don't think anyone knows the words. But But we will have the game underway very shortly. The two teams will just have their last chat with their coaches. Our referees for today, Shana Godfrey and Bryce Johnson. Shana, one of the most experienced and a legend of the Australian ice hockey game. She's off to compete in the World Championships not very long from now. So we're very proud to be able to help out Shana as well in her approach as she gets ready for the Worlds, which she's also a very competent referee, and we're very privileged to have her as the head ref for this morning's games. Coaches for today for the Inferno, Julian Baumgartner, not Julian, it's Gavin Preston, who is also the under-15 Ducks assistant coach, and for the Dogs, a legend of Australian ice hockey, Jamie Burke, assisted by Lucas Hunter. Burke, as we know, a bit of a legend, and he knows how to pick a team. And the Dogs with a very full lineup. Godfrey about to get us underway for the first of 3 17-minute periods, and the puck is dropped and the game is underway. The Dogs playing it deep in. Inferno just tripping over on the back check there as the Dogs go in to put some pressure on. Early shot on, but it's watched safely to the side by Baumgartner. In the net for the Inferno is the Dogs circling around Josh King, looking for an opportunity, circling menacingly around the front, but it is picked up by the Inferno, who clear the puck out, but not quite able to get it out of the zone. And the Dogs riding the puck in deep, looking for an opportunity shot, and Baumgartner gets in the way. Puck still held in by the Dogs. The Inferno unable to clear the puck out of the zone, still stuck in, but we have a whistle. Not sure exactly what that one was for. It might have just been a puck out of play. Looks like the puck may have just left the zone, so we'll have a face-off just outside the defensive zone for the Inferno. You can see the Dogs' defence pinching in very close on that red line. They want to be a bit careful that they don't let this Inferno get behind them when they do that. Shot from a distance is watched safely by Baumgartner. Shot by Josh King, but safely saved there by Julian Baumgartner for the Inferno, who already has had some work to do. He's made a couple of saves so far through this game. Sharp on our system. Defensive zone face-off now for the Inferno. They bust up the ice, trying to clear the puck out quickly. Rimmed around the back of the net. The Dogs fire it in, but again, Baumgartner just bounces it off the pads. Rebounds are there, but the Inferno clear it out. Now they're on the breakout. And here comes the Inferno. In the slot, just waiting for the puck there. Enzo Bonatano. Slips around the back. He's up on the point looking for the puck. But here comes Angus Hunter on the breakaway. Protects the puck nicely. Gets a shot around the front. Baumgartner once again makes the save. Puck comes out of the zone, so all the Dogs need to leave the zone before any can go in, or they're offside. And just the last one out there, Hunter, who was in deep. Play the puck around now. The Dogs in. Tom Giles tries to get the puck across the front, but it is seen away safely. The puck comes across, ridden all the way out. Shot from a distance through traffic. Was just deflected off to the side. Hunter now again plays it back to his D. He just loses track of the puck in the feet. The Dogs with some good zone time at the moment. Inferno unable to clear the puck out of the zone. They want to get the puck out now. They've been stuck for quite a while. This first 3 minutes of the game has been all Dogs. Inferno will need to get the puck out of the zone and get a change. They've been on the ice for a long time, and here's their chance for a change. You can see as soon as they make the break up the ice, their D scurrying over to the bench to get a change. Hockey unique in the shift length, so players typically stay on the ice for no more than 45 seconds to a minute. And breaking in on the ice is the captain of Taylor Nelson for the Inferno. Tries to get a shot away. There's a wall of Dogs that finish it up, but nice play there by Nelson. Made an opportunity. And now a defensive zone for the face-off. So have a look at where the Inferno defence set themselves up. You've got Nelson in quite close. What happens there if the puck gets behind them is they can quite often get a rapid breakaway at the other end. So great attacking opportunities of defensive face-off. Has played out there. Davey tries to play the puck out. Gets it out to Forrest. Forrest dispossessed. And the Inferno Managed to clear the puck out of the zone. Under a lot of pressure through that neutral zone. He's trying to crowd the puck up the boards, and they get the puck into the zone. There's a bit of a pile up of bodies. And the Inferno offside, so they elect not to dump the puck in deep. There's Nelson looking for an opportunity, finds the pass. Not quite able to complete it. And they clear the puck again up the ice. Inferno at the moment playing some pretty smart hockey. They're playing the puck up the ice quickly, making the puck do the work. They're not trying to carry it too much. They've got 3 in deep on the forecheck, so they're a bit vulnerable here though. Going back to clean it up is Manson-Gia, who fires it across ice. Preston for the Inferno going in on the forecheck, trying to put some pressure on the Dogs, and does nicely. Beautiful there, steal, Preston. Putting a lot of pressure on the Dogs' defence, who finally managed to clear it out. And the back of the net looking for the chance to rim it around the side. The Inferno making some good zone time, but clearing the puck out of the zone there was the Dogs, and that was Marcus Sandy, but the puck has gone down the other end. We have an icing. The way icing works is if you play the puck from your half of the ice, so your side, or the defensive side of the red line, and it crosses the goal line at the other end, so the line that runs across the goal, it's another red line, and no one touches it. It's called icing, and you're then required to go back for a face-off in your own defensive zone. And what makes it worse is you're not allowed to get a change. The other team can, but you're not. So you're tired, bad luck, you don't get a rest. So basically stops you from just dumping the puck from one end to the other and turning the other team around all the time. The idea is to make it such that the attacking team can't just have their attack blunted by the other team just firing the puck down the other end all the time. You've got to play the puck out. Good forechecking pressure by the Inferno, but they're stuck offside. You can fire the puck in, which they do nicely. The Dogs now looking to break it out. Just a little bit fancy with the puck in their defensive zone, the Dogs. A lot of the junior teams today have been guilty of that. Just trying to do a little bit too much. Pass across the front. Didn't quite make the connection for the Inferno. A great scoring opportunity. Here come the Dogs the other way. And they've got Marcus Sandy on the rush down the middle, trying to find that opportunity. Loose in the slot with a stick on the ice, waiting to pick up that rebound. They seem just sitting there, or nearly makes the connection. Inferno will need to tidy that up and just get a stick in there and push them out of the zone. But they clear the puck out now, and with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go, we are still 0-0 as the Dogs just a little bit of a fluff there in the defensive zone, trying to clear the puck out. Don't quite make the connection as Josh King. And the puck in deep for the Inferno, looking for a chance to pass across to the unmarked player in the slot. And that was making good space. It was Tom Giles, but the Inferno not quite able to make the connection. Both teams leaving players loose in the slot, creating lots of good scoring opportunities. They'll want to get on top of that. And we have another icing, and back go the Dogs. Not able to change if you were tired, bad luck. So can the Inferno take advantage of this, or can the Dogs turn it into a great counter-attack? And we'll see how they make it go. The clearance only goes as far as Nelson, who fires it in and does exactly the right thing from that point. Low, hard shot. Forces the goalie to have to make a save and creates the opportunities for rebounds and a little bit of chaos in front of the net. The Inferno very nearly capitalised on that one. So a good scoring opportunity for the Inferno. Can they do it again, or can the Dogs clear the puck out of the zone? We'll see as the puck dropped by Bri Johnson. Comes back again to Nelson. This time a little bit of miscommunication with her D partner, and away is Davey. But Davey driven into the corner, takes a shot. Up to the job though, Baumgartner fires across the front. Not able to make the connection to the Dogs, but a great A scoring opportunity. A little bit of a misunderstanding in the Inferno defence. Gave away a really good opportunity, but Baumgartner for the Inferno keeps them in the game. Great job there, Baumgartner, and this time the puck comes out. Inferno looking to clear it up the boards. And they do so. They get it out of the zone. DeRico, managing to get the puck out of the zone. But it's only brought back in by the Dogs, and you've got Giles floating around with a lot of time and space. And Gardner makes another save, pushes the puck out to the corner. It's in deep. This time the Inferno owning that space in the net as the Dogs start to change out. Getting fresh legs on the ice. And, Angus Hunter now, who we've seen be very effective so far throughout this game, tries to get the puck across the front of the net. It's loose behind in Gretzky's office. They skate around the back of the net and up on the point, calling for the puck for the Dogs, Christian Borg. But the puck comes out. It's being contested fiercely to Rico for the Inferno. A little bit of a chance here now for the Inferno. They've got a chance with Bonato. So the Dogs not quite clean with their entry out of the zone, but they do get the puck out. So the Inferno now with a chance to break it back in as both teams changing. The Inferno can get it up quickly, the Dogs. It's just a bit of a messy change. And here they come with some space. As you can see, the Dogs' defence back nicely, and in the end, a routine save there by Kobe Smith, who did a good job of running. You could see the Dogs' defence moving back. They got themselves organised quickly. It was a bit of a muff change, but they managed to sort it out. We'll see where the Inferno set up their D. They're back on the blue line now, which means they can always move forward and pick up the puck, looking there to get a shot away, quite possibly Manson Gia. Bobbles over the top of the net. Inferno with good possession, but stolen there by Tom Vandernet. And we have a whistle as the net has been moved off its moorings. The referee's there just popping it back in place. Brian Johnson putting the net back where it belongs. Godfrey calling the teams up for this face-off again. So watch for the Dogs. You can see they've got three players stacked in the middle in that slot area, looking to move up quickly up the ice, and they do so. Doesn't always work, but when it does, it's tremendously effective. You get out quickly on your players and also create a fantastic counter-attacking opportunity. And the Dogs very much aware that Jamie Burke, their coach, is not a trick in hockey that he doesn't know. Playing it in deep for the Dogs, Max Simmons. He's ridden tightly by the Inferno defence. Puck goes down into the corner. Inferno trying to clear it up, but there's bodies in the way for the Dogs, and they keep it in. The puck now just kept in by Tom Vandernet, who has the puck out, and the puck goes, attempted shot there through traffic by the Dogs. It's bobbling across in front of the net. Vanderbeek with a lot of work to do. Sorry, Baumgartner with a lot of work to do there. The Dogs now keep the puck in. Although the Inferno cleared the zone, they didn't get through the neutral zone. And there's a loose glove in there as well that someone's just not quite managed to hang on to. Sometimes you forget that this is Junior B, and they are still only like 12 to 14-year-old kids. Shot in there by the Dogs, but the whistle's blown. We've got an offence of some description. And one of the Dogs going to the box, and that is Marcus Sand. Will be sitting two. I did see an awful lot of penalties in the last two time these two games. Last time these two teams played, there was 16 penalties given away. So the Inferno with the power play, they have the numerical advantage, but the Dogs immediately fire the puck all the way down the other end. The 200-foot clearance, go back and get it, run the clock down. It's good play by the Dogs. They don't need to do anything fancy at this point. They just want to keep killing the penalty. But, Nelson blasting down the middle, tries to make some space, but runs into traffic in the end as the Dogs' defence collapse back down. Good opportunity there, though, for the loose player in Max Dosser, who he's tiny, but gets in good position. Max doing a great job there against a much bigger Dogs forward, Dogs defence line. So Nelson now just mishandled the puck a little bit. And Giles took the puck away from it. You can see there the Inferno just a little bit offside. Couldn't play the puck. That's why they had to circle out. But now on the break is Angus Hunter. Down into the corner. The Dogs being careful not to overcommit. You'll notice they're not all going in deep. They are on the penalty kill for another 50 seconds. So they're not going to overcommit here. Vanderbeek is circling back for the Dogs, keeping an eye on everything as the puck is cleared out by the Inferno. But only just out of the zone. Inferno want to keep possession here. And they've got three rushing in. There's a good scoring opportunity for them. Loose puck bobbling around in front of the slot, but it is eaten up by the goaltender. Referee a bit slow there to blow the whistle, but eventually it is blown up, and Smith freezes it all up. A little bit of push and shove in the slot. You can always expect to have a little bit of a rowdy reception when you go playing in the area in front of the goalie. The defensive team will be rigorously defending that space, but the Dogs will be sitting another penalty, and that is Max Simmons coming off to join Sandy in the box, but for not very long now. In fact, for about 1 second, if the puck even drops, it will be 5-on-3. But pretty much on the drop of the puck, we will be back to 5-on-4. So the Dogs will be sitting another 2 minutes. It's really not what they needed. And then he comes back on. But the Inferno now with their second extended power play. They've got, they will have had 4 minutes at the end of this if they don't score a goal, and if they do, be less than that. No one quite able to stay on their feet. Still on the power play, the Inferno. It's still 0-0 at the with 2 minutes to go in the first. Inferno with that numerical advantage, unable to take advantage of it. Max Dosser floating around in that dangerous position as the Inferno make their change. Just on 2 minutes now to go in the first. The Inferno will be pretty keen to score. They've had two power plays in a row. They're going to put some serious heat on the Dogs and give themselves a real chance. Davey wisely fires it in deep. Just running the clock down, put the puck down deep. That's all you need to do. Inferno still trying to get a clean breakout and get some zone time and set up the power play. Haven't been able to do it yet. The puck's still in the defensive zone for the Inferno, but they finally clear it out. 44 seconds to go on this power play, and the Dogs fire it all the way back. Inferno looking for a chance to break it out and get some structure into their attack. They're not able to stay on their feet, which certainly doesn't help. And we have 25 seconds to go on this second penalty kill for the Dogs. They've done a pretty good job so far. Shots on net, 10 apiece, as the Dogs get a shot on the net. Best way to kill a penalty is to not do what they've just done, which is to have everyone race around. If you are in the slot, you can expect to get a little bit of a push. It's silly to turn around and get cranky about it. You put yourself in harm's way. That's what's going to happen. But anyway, Simmons will be back on the ice on the drop of the puck, and the Dogs have killed the penalty. Inferno unable to take advantage of the 2 penalties to the Dogs. And we have another whistle. And we have too many players on the ice for the Dogs. They will be sitting a bench minor. So we're going to be, by the time this is all sorted out, we'll be starting the third with the Inferno on another power play. They will have had 6 minutes continuously of player advantage, 1 extra player on the ice, as the Inferno will be required because they had 6 players on the ice. A little bit of mismanagement on the bench. 1 has to sit. Now it's not. We won't get a puck drop at the end of this period, so this penalty will not actually start until the second period. So the Inferno will be starting the second with a third power play. Can they take advantage of it? They're going to need to get control of that puck early and set up their structure. So the Dogs will be straight back in with a power play again. So that's 3 penalties that they've given away in the first period, one which will be starting the second with the Inferno on the power play. A chance for them to take the opening face-off if they can win it cleanly and set up a good penetration attack against the Dogs and get some shots on the net. So far, we are tied up at no goals apiece. Sandy with 2 minutes of tripping, Simmons for 2-5 sticking, and a bench minor for too many players on the net for the Dogs. Just after a little bit of a muffed change, one of the players jumped on the ice. So, but shots on the net, the Dogs 12, Inferno 10. It does suggest that so far, at least, it has been pretty close. But in that regard, for 4 minutes of that 17-minute period, the Inferno had an extra player on the ice relative to the Dogs. And sitting the bench minor, now it's not anyone's fault as such. Sitting the bench minor for the Dogs is Josh King. But that doesn't make, it's not that he hasn't earned the penalty. It's just that someone has to sit it, so it comes as a bench minor. You can make the case that the coach should sit it, but I don't think Jamie Burke likes sitting in the penalty box. It never happens to him. Hang on a sec. Jamie Burke, a legend of the penalty box. But all the same, he's also a magnificent coach and one of the best players that we've ever seen in this country. So Burkey, unfortunately for him, the Dogs starting off on the penalty kill. The Inferno want to get some clean possession as we are underway in the second. The Dogs doing a good job so far of putting some pressure on, though. Nice attempt at a sneaky backhand shot comes in and safely saved there. Baumgartner clears the puck away. Inferno looking for opportunities, but they can't clear the zone. A good press by the Inferno. Finally, Inferno get the puck out. But great work there by Max Simmons for the Dogs, keeping the puck tied up on the corner. Hunter now makes a move down the side, but runs into Inferno defence. Inferno still there in numbers, but not able to cleanly get possession. Okay, so trying to get the puck up now, but it's back to Simmons. Simmons tries to get around Freeman and does. Gets a shot through. Rims off the side of everything. I don't think anyone quite knew where that was going. Another chance for the Dogs. And a short-handed penalty kill goal goes to Tom Vandernet. Swoops on that loose puck, bobbling around in the slot after some great play there by Simmons, who created the opportunity. And the Dogs kill the penalty in the best way you possibly can, which is by scoring a goal. So a short-handed goal to the Dogs. And with 40 seconds to go on the power play, can the Inferno even it up? It is 15 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the second. Dogs out to a 1-0 lead. Sniper's still on the penalty, still on the power play. The short-handed goal doesn't do anything to the numbers on the ice. So the Inferno now will want to get this one back. Nothing more embarrassing than a short-handed goal, but they happen much more than you'd think. Teams sometimes get complacent, sometimes throw everything forwards. Here comes the Inferno. They've got 2-on-1, as you would hope they would on the power play, circling around the top of the slot unmarked. 3 Inferno players in. They get the shot, but the save made Smith. Beautiful save there, nice pass across, and that concludes the power play. King straight back on the ice for the Dogs, and we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Inferno got a shot away in the end. Second shot goes through, and they manage to square it up, the Inferno. Just at the end of the power play, as King came back on the ice. Quite often the attacking team that's had the power play has still got the benefit of the penalty of the power play. The other team is still a little bit disorganised, and the Inferno swoop on a puck and put it past Smith, and we are squared up at 1 goal apiece. 1 goal apiece, and shots on the net, 15-12 in favour of the Dogs. As we get underway now. 14 minutes to go in the second, and we are tied up at 1 goal apiece. Shot in from a distance. King rides it off to the side. Sorry, Smith rides it off to the side. As the Inferno starting to pepper the net. They've got a bit of confidence in their step now. They know that they could win this game. And back now to clean it up. Inferno just clear the puck out of the zone. A little bit risky cross ice, but they get away with it. And the Dogs' defence now a little bit stretched. Hunter now picks it up in the middle, looking for passing lanes, hasn't got anything. He's surrounded by 3 Inferno players, slows down, buys some time, still waiting, gets a little bit of a shot away, but it's blocked and runs into the traffic there created by Manson-Gia. And playing up, puck up the boards there. Dossier tries to get it through, steals the puck, just cheekily trying to sneak through a tiny gap. And now it is Inferno on the burst, but they've only got 1 in there deep, whereas there's 3 Dogs. Just a little bit of confusion on their bench again, the Inferno. Now they've got 5 on the ice, and that always helps. Pass comes across. And that was Adele Hepburn-Swaddling who got the shot in, but the save there made by Julian Baumgartner, who is having a pretty good game so far. And with about 13 minutes to play in the second period, we're all tied up at 1 goal apiece. Sorry, 12.5 minutes to play. We're tied up at 1 goal apiece. Inferno and Dogs. Loose puck in the slot, but picked up there. Nelson clears the puck up, only as far as Vanderleet. Couldn't get it past. Gets a shot in from a distance, and a nice save there made by Baumgartner. Dogs loitering around the slot, not being marked up quite as well as perhaps the Inferno need to do, but they're away now, and they've got numbers on the rush. Just a little bit of a dangle there. Colin Freeman tries to get past everyone. Freeman again just chips it in deep this time, but only gets it as far as Simmons. Simmons fires up to that player waiting and loitering around on the point. And that was Tom Giles just waiting for that stretch pass. A little bit of a lull now on the forecheck as the Dogs with time breaking it out. A real effective forecheck there by the Inferno, just giving them time and space. And here comes Sandy, who loops around one, goes around two, but runs into Nelson, who just takes the space and forces him wide. Now, just behind the neck in Gretzky's office for the Dogs, but Nelson, with a little bit of room, tries to break it up the side, caught, but does manage to clear the puck. Just fanning on the clearance, the Inferno, and they get a shot in from distance, but Baumgartner saves that one again. Just a little bit of a muff on the clearance there. And that was Christian Borg, who just couldn't quite get the puck out. Just under a little bit of pressure, and when you're under pressure, these things happen. Look at how the two teams are setting up on their face-off. You can see this time the Inferno with two players in that slot position and choosing to run their other winger on the far point. Different philosophies of how to set up that defensive zone face-off. There's no right answer. Inferno now looking to rim it up the boards, but only as far as Van den Eyck, but they break it out in Bernardo, who's looking for a chance, finds Preston. Preston's moving down the side, but being covered, tries to get a shot across the front, but it rims off the back of the net. And doesn't go anywhere effective. Now come the Dogs on the counter. A nice, beautiful pass across to Hunter. Hunter again running into a wall of Inferno. I think everyone lost sight of where that one had gone in the end. Puck bobbles across the middle, no one able to fix it up. Hunter in the end dispossessed, and a little bit of confusion there as Preston tries to blast past everyone. Just couldn't quite get a handle on the puck ridden in the corner. Scott Blair in the slot loose, couldn't quite make it. It went through two Inferno players, none of whom who could quite pick up on that pass. In great position there, De Rigger. But couldn't finish it off. And here comes Hunter again. Fires from a distance, but it's over the top of everything. Get those shots down low, get those rebounds. It's usually a better philosophy. Hunter trying again, has another go, but there's traffic everywhere and bodies all over the place. And the puck comes out quickly. Inferno looking for a change. There's some tired legs. They want to be careful they get this change quickly, because here come the Dogs. No real forecheck on them. They've got time and pressure. Sorry, time and not pressure. And making the pick up there, Dosser. But there's Dogs all over the place. Chambers now tries to get a shot across. It goes around the back of the net. And the Dogs live to chew another bone. As Archie Kiernan tickles one in. Not quite able to get enough on it for it to be effective, but a good option all the same. This time looping around the front is Manson Gio, is Izzy DeWin. Not quite able to get the shot away. And the puck comes all the way back to Humke, who plays the puck in deep. Good option, but it has gone for icing. No one able to touch the puck. And we will have a defensive zone face-off for the Inferno, who cannot get a change. They played the puck from their own half. It crossed the goal line at the other end. No one else touched it. Back you go. Tired legs and heaving lungs. Get some oxygen. There's only one defibrillator here, and it's got my name on it. So the Dogs now with an opportunity to try and pour on some pressure. And the Vault fires the puck across. Big slap shot powered in there by Hunter, but it goes high again. Sorry, not Hunter. I think that might have been Giles. But regardless, we have another icing. They fired the puck all the way down the other end of the Inferno, trying to clear the pressure. And back you go. And they can't get the change. So they're now going to be really struggling for breath. And this is where the Dogs get the advantage. The tired legs mean poor decisions. And as a result, this is going to be a great opportunity for the Dogs. See if they win the puck back to Van der Vet. They don't this time. It goes around the back of the net. Picked up there, pressured by Sandy. Sandy only gets it as far as Giles, and the Inferno managed to not quite break it out. And really needed to get the puck out of the zone because they'll be looking for a change. They haven't been able to yet. Finally, they clear the zone. That forces the Dogs to have to leave, but they still can't get a change because they're stuck at the other net. This is where the advantage of the home team comes into play. You have two periods where you're closest to the net. Hunter takes the shot, again bounces high. This time the Inferno still just desperate to clear the puck out of the zone. They haven't been able to very well. The Dogs keeping consistent pressure. Not quite able to make the clearance once more. Shot comes in, save made once more by Baumgartner under a lot of pressure. And here come the Inferno. They're going to be looking for a change as well as looking to try and score. And the change more important than the rush, illustrated there beautifully by Anson Gia, who knew that he was way too tired to participate in the attack. Dump the puck in and get the change. A very smart play there by the young man. Puck ridden into the corner. Inferno still stuck in their defensive zone though. As Turner goes in to, Nelson, goes in to try and retrieve the puck. Nelson juggles the puck around, appealing for something, but there's no point appealing to a referee. Referee sees what they see. So the players constantly appealing to the referee for perceived fouls. Keep playing the game, guys. It's much smarter. The referee sees what they see. If they see it, they'll put a hand up. Nelson now with the puck and clears it out wisely. This time the Inferno with a little bit of attacking time. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. We're tied up at 1 goal apiece. So far, a lot of pressure from the Dogs. It feels like there's a lot of an inevitability about it. But Nelson fires a good one in deep. Smart play. But the save made by Kobe Smith. And as a result, we will get full changes from both teams and a bit of a reset. We had some good consistent time there. A long period of play. 5 minutes to go in the second. 1 goal apiece. We have a game here. This is proving to be a thriller so far for the Dogs and the Inferno. Face off in deep the attacking zone. Dogs on the breakout. There comes that rapid movement out there by Brad Davey. Fanning on the pass in was Lucas Chambers. Couldn't quite get enough on it. And the save swallowed up. Not quite sure where the puck is. Someone's got it. In fact, the goalie has it there in the glove. Kobe Smith made a good job of just swallowing it up in the glove. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the second. This will be the final game of the morning session. We'll have the Junior A Grand Finals this afternoon starting at 4. Come down and have a look. There'll be crackers. Humke now just back checking, keeping a close eye on Vlahopoulos. Vlahopoulos ridden into the corner. This is modified contact. They're not allowed to run directly into each other, but they are allowed to hit from the side. Now the Inferno with a break. It's 2-on-1, but good back checking pressure. Running out of room was Preston. Again, ridden into the corner. And we have a hand up for a foul, and it will be on the Inferno. And it looks like that'll be Preston sitting too. So this time the Dogs with the power play for the first time. I'll tell you exactly what that one was for. It does happen in a bit of a blind spot. Not necessarily what happens, but this game leading up to a Preston there with 2 minutes for boarding. You're not allowed to run someone into the boards, risk of injury. Dogs now with their first power play of the game. Inferno down 1. And all they're going to do is clear the puck down the other end. With 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go, Inferno will want to make sure they limit the damage. So far, Baumgartner doing a great job making some great saves. So Hunter gets a shot in for a tip. Very lucky there, the Inferno. Lovely deflection by Max Simmons, but not quite able to put it over the boards. So put it over the goalie. He missed everything instead. Hunter again with another chance, takes the shot. Baumgartner makes the save. Great pressure there. The Dogs with their power play firing really well, but they just lobbed it a bit high there that time. No, I really want to concentrate on getting that puck down low, going for those higher percentage options. Sometimes it's easy to forget that they're just kids. Breaking it out now, Freeman trying to find an opportunity, turns around, peeled back. 1 minute to go on this power play for the Dogs. We've had a couple of good scoring opportunities. There's been a couple of really nice saves made by Baumgartner. And this time, dumps down the other end. Chambers clears the puck, gets a change, allows his teammates to get fresh legs on the ice. They've got to kill another 45 seconds of advantage as Sandy skates down the middle, winds, shoots, hits the pad, backhand shot, still clipped clear. Baumgartner in the way every time. Hunter now looking for the shot on the point, but it's cleared out by the Inferno. Nicely done there as Simmons goes back for the Dogs to break it in. Just trying to make a break down the side. Finds another dog on the point, but doing a great job there. Excellent game so far by Taylor Nelson. And as a result, tries to create some space and an opportunity. Gets a pass across for an opportunity for a short-handed goal for the Inferno to get one back. They wrap around. It's Nelson. Very nearly makes a connection, and that finishes the penalty kill for the Inferno. And beautifully done. Great play there by Nelson. A real captain's knock on that particular penalty kill. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey for the last minute of this game. But on the breakaway, Simmons has a bit of space. Hunter has some space. Gets ridden beautifully across to the side by Inferno defence on a desperate back check there. Lovely work. Great defence work. Hunter was away. Tries to make the pass across the front. Baumgartner again. 45 seconds to play. IceHQ tries to clear the puck out of the zone. Stopped by Hopeless. Van der Net. And the puck goes all the way back again. Simmons deeks and turns, but IceHQ was there. 25 seconds to play in the second. We're still tied up at 1 goal apiece. Van der Net tries the shot in. Puck loose across the front. No one there for the Dogs to pick it up. The Inferno on the last rush of the game. Try and clear it out. They've got a desperate rush in the front. Trying to make the pass across the front is Gia. But it goes wide. And this will end the second period. There's the dump up ice. And the horn goes for the end of the second period. We are all tied up at 1 goal apiece. Dogs and Inferno. So far, shots on the net. 24 to the Dogs, 17 to the Inferno. And this is proving to be a very exciting game indeed. 1 goal apiece. Let's say at the start of the game that any team could win this on any game. On any day, any team can beat any other team. And the Dogs will have it, not having it all their own way. The last time these two teams played, the Dogs romped at home. But this time, they're not having it all their own way. The last time when they did play, the score was 6-2. They did open it up in the third where they scored 3. Can they do it again tonight, or can the Inferno get one back and take 1 game a win and make the 1 game that counts, which is this last one? Can they turn that into their names on the trophy? We will find out in about 10 seconds when the third period resumes here at IceHQ for the gold medal game for the Junior B, which is the under 11 to 14-year-olds, with modified contact. So they are allowed to hit from the side. They're not allowed to hit head-on. The Inferno know they're a chance. The Dogs, they know they're a chance. It's going to be fascinating. I've been particularly impressed so far. Taylor Nelson doing an excellent captain's game for the Inferno. Max Doss has been an absolute dynamo as well. The Dogs just throwing the puck a bit wide and trying for too many high fancy shots to my mind. Get those shots in down low, get the rebounds. Baumgartner's got good hands. We've certainly seen that. It's been a great goaltender so far. Inferno clearing the puck up the ice. Very nearly stolen by Dosser on the burst. Dogs clear it up through the middle. And Sandy runs into Nelson. Puck deep in the corner again. There's a dog just floating around loose, and I think that might be Hunter or possibly Tom Giles. Puck cleared out deep. Max Simmons for the Dogs goes back to clean it up, being pressed by Lucas Chambers. Chambers looking for the pass across the front, but they don't get it. This is where the guys are really going to have to lift. It's this third period. In hockey, it's often said that the first period is how keen you are, and the second period is how fit you are, and in the third period, it's how much heart have you got. And this is where you find out. They dig deep and win those individual battles that you need to do in order to maintain place. You can just see 4 of the Dogs floating around loose. I think that's Hunter just drifting into the slot. But that's gone for no. It's no icing. Icing waved off. There's the puck down behind the net for the Inferno. Puck comes out, and it is Hunter looking for the option. Gets the return pass, fires it in high and wide. Down low, Sunshine, get the puck on the net. Another chance for a sneaky backhand. Puck bobbles around the front. And this time the Dogs convert. And it is Tom Van der Net who swoops on that one. Puck came loose across the front. Just got past Baumgartner, nothing he could do. And Annette was there to put the biscuits in the tin. Apologies to Gossie. And we have a 1-goal lead with 14 minutes to play in the third to the Dogs. Can the Inferno get it back quickly? They're going to want to make that one. It's often said that the first play after a goal is one of the most important. It's the pressure that you put on now. The team that scored relaxes. And indeed, a great scoring opportunity there to save the day. Kobe Smith makes the save. Beautiful move across the ice by the Inferno. It's time the breakthrough for the Dogs comes up the middle, and you can see that rapid counter-attack from the face-off. And there's the side-on checking, which is allowed in the particular level. It's a modified check that we just saw. Puck bobbling around loose in the front. Inferno trying to clear it out. Swaddling in the way. Inferno looking to get some speed through the neutral zone, but Dogs back in numbers. You can see there's 4 of them back, and that's what they need to be doing. They're doing a great job of covering. This is where I think they're going to be dangerous. As Brad Davey comes blasting down the middle. Inferno losing their footage. And I think Davey may have just tucked that one in. Certainly it's a goal. The interesting question being, how did it happen? We might be able to see it on the replay. I think Davey just tucked that one in and just got behind Baumgartner. And then Davey was there crashing the net. You can see him coming down the middle with intent. It's just that extra bit of intensity that the Dogs are bringing at the moment. And it happened the last time these two teams played. They brought it home in the third with 3 unanswered goals. And they've got 2 unanswered so far in this third period. They really lift their intensity when that happens. You get a bit of confidence, get a bit of speed up. Inferno get a bit frustrated. But they're not going to give up, that's for sure. Here comes the Inferno in Preston. Takes a shot across, but it's watched safely to the side by Smith. Nice piece of work there by Preston. Clearing the puck out of the zone now was Hunter. Only as far back as Nelson, who's looking for opportunities and finds them. But Dogs defence back again in numbers, so Nelson will have to go and pick it up again. Preston looking to circle around as to McIsaac. This time the Dogs through Simmons clear it across ice. And the goal scorer there in Van den Eet puts the puck in. They don't need to do anything fancy with a 2-goal lead in 12 minutes. But 2 goals is not enough to relax. You get complacent, you start to skate a bit on your heels, start to slow down a little bit, and before you know it, 2 goals is 1 goal, and then there's an opportunity to pull the goalie and pull that one back as well with a flood. So the Dogs can't afford to relax at this point in time. They are pinching in a little bit. Watch for some more risk-taking by the Inferno. They've certainly got Bonato trying to get behind. And they can get that quick break, and it becomes very dangerous indeed. But the puck swallowed up and lost behind the net. Looks like we have a little bit of an issue with Baumgartner, who's done something, some form of misadventure. Looks like maybe a lower body injury. It's a little bit hard to tell from here, but certainly looks to be in some considerable discomfort. Done a great job so far, Julian Baumgartner. Made some absolutely cracking saves, but he's his way off the ice. So I'm not sure if this will stop the clock or not. It probably should. Yep, we're getting a timeout, and we'll stop the clock as Baumgartner makes his way off the ice. When you lose a goaltender, of course, it can cause all sorts of problems, and junior teams tend not to have spare goalies just standing by. If you watch the NHL, you'll find there's like a goalie there, and then ultimately the Zamboni driver. So if you play for the Maple Leafs, you're always terrified of the Zamboni driver as a goalie, because it tends to stop you from scoring. But not today here, and not for the junior league. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with the Inferno, with Baumgartner leaving the ice. We should find out fairly shortly what's going on. It may also just be an equipment issue as well. It might be that they just need to sort out some padding or some such. It's difficult to tell. Goalies have so much armour and equipment on. It's a little bit hard to tell what's going on. The Dogs now also with a bit of a chance to reset. Jamie Burke just making sure they keep the head screwed on. They don't need to do anything silly. Just keep the pressure on. You want to make sure they don't stop. They don't want to relax. The key here for the Dogs is to keep putting pressure on the Inferno, and the key for the Inferno is to get a goal back quickly. And it looks like Baumgartner's okay. Whatever it was that happened has been sorted out. Doesn't seem to be in sufficient discomfort, so that's great. All the players from both teams giving a bit of a stick tap. No one wants to see anyone getting hurt. You just want to beat your opponents at their best if you can, if you're the Dogs. So they're obviously relieved that Baumgartner is all right. Baumgartner has been superb so far for the Inferno. Inferno trying to clear the puck out as the game resumes. And they've got a little bit of a chance now. And that's Preston, sorry, not Preston, that is Chambers with a blast up the side, but puck goes wide. 2-3 Inferno in deep. This is where it gets a little bit tricky for the Inferno. They are going to try and apply more pressure. When they do that, their D will have to pinch in, so they're going to try and keep the puck in more. Does mean there's more gaps behind them. So that's where the Dogs can take advantage of it. This is where it either goes well or blows out for the Inferno as they play a more risky brand of hockey. Watch for their D to start pinching in. That means getting closer and closer to the offensive zone. They may need to start doing that. 10 minutes to go. 2 goals the gap in favour of the Dogs. Puck in deep for the Dogs trying to play it out of the back. But the Inferno, with a cross-ice pass, managed to just get a stick on it, clear the puck out of the zone. But Christian Borg there for the Dogs just puts it back in deep. It's the right thing. There's no great impetus on them to do anything particularly challenging now. It's the Inferno that need to take the risks. The Snipers can play a sensible game. The Inferno need to throw caution to the wind. The puck comes out and across to Will Giles, who goes back to pick it up. It's being forechecked, but does the right thing, clears it up the ice. But that's going to go for icing. And that will be brought back. And the Dogs, who just made a change, the referees were probably keeping an eye on that. May just grab a few of them and drag them back on the ice. Shana Godfrey, that's one of her tricks, so don't try and pull that on her. She'll certainly know it. Bit of a smile on her face there from Shana. She knows that trick only too well. So the Dogs now are tied legs, Inferno fresh ones. 9 minutes to go, 2 goals the gap. Can the Inferno pull it back and get themselves back on the board? Trying to move quickly up the ice, Barnes, for the Inferno, but the shot in deep and wisely by the Inferno, putting the puck behind the net. Preston now just misses on the connection. Nelson having to go back under pressure. He's got Lahopoulos putting pressure on it as back now comes Bonato, who puts the puck behind the net, and a good forechecking pressure by the Dogs. 8.5 minutes now to go. 2 goals the gap. This is where the Dogs just clear the puck out. Nelson has a bit of a look. What are her options? She's got 2 across. No one up high, so he elects to make a cross-ice pass. Finds the connection, but not able to complete it. The puck stays in the zone for the Inferno. Still in. And the puck reaps around the back, and the Dogs will now play it out with speed. They get their breakout going. The cross-ice pass finds Simmons, but Simmons runs into Nelson, and we have an offside. So the puck will be brought just outside. Do we have an offside? No, we have a penalty. And a penalty on Bonato for the Inferno. Not what the Inferno wanted, but here's the thing. They're a player short. Sometimes the attacking team can get a bit complacent, and there's nothing more embarrassing than a short-handed goal from the point of view of the Inferno. Can they get this one back quickly? If the Dogs score now, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But if the Inferno can get one back, well, then we have a game. And it can certainly happen in this circumstance. Short-handed goals are much more common than you think, only because attacking teams tend to get a bit complacent. Inferno clear it out. And that was that was Chambers who fired it deep. Dogs now looking to break it in. Not quite offside there, and the shot goes in, and Baumgartner makes the save. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 2 goals the lead to the Dogs. Dogs on a power play. And they've got the numerical advantage, 1 extra player on the ice, but if they get complacent and pull in, Simmons gets a bit tight, but no, the Dogs electing to stay back. Nice puck comes across as far as Giles, who fires it in from a distance, but it goes harmlessly past the net. And another chance for a shot. Simmons rips it in, but it goes wide. 1 minute to go on the penalty kill for the Inferno. It's still very much anyone's game as the puck dumped out by Chambers, which is the wise thing to do, but at this point in the game they're going to have to take more risks. But for-checking pressure by Dosser. And it's coming back now. Shea tries to break it across, but only as far as the Dogs in the neutral zone. Also still trying to put pressure on. Gets a stick in. And Gardner runs it wide. The attempted rim out the outside by the Inferno, not quite successful. Dosser goes out to put the pressure on. And again, pressure from Dosser. Puck comes in high. It's wide. And the Inferno just managed to clear it out of the zone. And their puck goes all the way down the other end. 5.5 minutes to go. 5 seconds to go on the penalty kill. So this is where the Dogs need to be careful because the Inferno get an extra player on. If they're not alert to it, that's the power play over for the Dogs. It's straight back on the ice. Bernardo to manage to get in behind the play. Sometimes that can happen. The player sneaks on from the end of the penalty. But the Inferno now with 5 on the ice. Bernardo looking for the puck, receives it. Ducks left and right shot and goal. William Preston from Bernardo from the breakout. Beautiful play there. Just totally kept Kobe Smith in the dark where that puck was going. And you just see it's a beautiful pickup. It looked intentional. It might not have been. But either way, it converted to a beautiful goal there for the Inferno. And with 4.5 minutes to go, we have Dogs 2, Dogs 3, Inferno 2. It's a 1-goal game. The referee's just organising a timeout for something that looks like Jamie Burke for the Dogs has called a timeout. He recognises the threat. He doesn't want to have the Inferno with momentum. So a timely timeout there for Jamie Burke. He might not have anything terribly relevant to say, but what it does is it breaks up the momentum of the Inferno. He's only allowed 1 timeout. So he'll say, come on, guys, let's keep our head screwed on. Let's get some pressure on and so forth. But really, the point behind this timeout is just to break the rhythm of the Inferno, who just got a great goal. They'll be on top of the world with that one, knowing that they're a real chance. And Berkey will just squish that if he can from the bench. It's good coaching. But the Inferno too with the chance to reset. Berkey knows that the most important play usually is the one immediately after a goal is scored. That's when often counter-attack goals are scored very quickly because the team that's just scored get a little bit complacent. But in this particular instance, I think he's tried to do that because he recognises the threat that the Inferno can pose, and he just wanted to keep his goaltender composed. With 32 shots to the Dogs to 19 to the Inferno. It's a 2-1 advantage. But the Inferno can score. This time the Dogs win the face-off. They're underway, 4.5 minutes to play. This is for the Junior B Gold Medal Grand Final. Winner of this gets the gold. And second place, what's kind of obvious, gets a silver. It's funny though, when you lose these games, it often feels worse. Because even though you've got second, you kind of feel like you didn't earn it, and it's a horrible situation sometimes to feel. Blasting down the sideways is the Inferno, looking for a pass across the front. Loose in the slot there again, Preston. But the pass not complete. They can't quite make it across as the Dogs look to break it out. The Inferno at some point, in the not too distant, will probably pull their goaltender and go 6-on-5. When they do that, it's obviously a high-risk thing. If a shot goes on the net and it's aimed properly, it will go in. But quite often what happens in that circumstance is the defending team will panic a little bit and they end up icing the puck a lot. And we're going to have a stoppage here. The puck got lost underneath one of the Dogs players, I think, by the look of it. And we have a penalty on the Dogs. No. We just have a lost side of the puck. Puck comes out. 3.5 minutes. Just on 3 minutes now to go. 1 goal the difference. Can the Inferno get it back and square us all up? Will we go to overtime? It would be pretty exciting if we did. Not so good for the public session at the rink because they probably want to get it underway. But we'll cope with that. This is a hockey rink, and that's what we do the most. Inferno trying to run the puck out. Goes around the back. Baumgartner sees it safely. Nelson just trying to rid the puck out. And here come the Inferno on the rush. But nice cross-checking pressure there by Brad Davey. He just puts some good pressure on the breakout. Donato tries to make the combination again. But the Dogs clear the puck out of the zone. But it's going to go for icing. Yep, it does. And so they will be brought all the way back. They can't get a change. The clock will now stop. Or at least it will stop with 2 minutes to go. So this works slightly in favour of the Dogs. Inferno will want to score from this face-off. You can just see they've set up Manson Gia sitting back, waiting for a one-timer. Can the Inferno win the puck? Across to him. Gets the one-timer. Shots on the net, but beautifully saved there. Oh, it nearly trickles through the pack. A little bit of a misunderstanding there by the Dogs on the defence. The defensive player tried to pass it back to Kobe Smith and put it through Kobe Smith's legs. Well, luckily, there wasn't enough on it. There's enough snow on the ice for the puck to stop. But that was almost one of those classic highlight reel mistakes that defensemen will rue for the rest of their lives whenever they see it. They got away with it that time, the Dogs. A little bit lucky, but you need a little bit of luck to win this game. And a lot of being in the right place at the right time. Just under 2 minutes now to go. 1 goal of difference. Preston up on the point for the Inferno, looking for the puck. Pinching in close, gets the puck. Plays it in deep. Would have been all over if they got past him. And this time they do. Hunter blasts down the side, and he's got support in the middle. So Preston tries to get back to limit the damage. And there are Inferno back in numbers. Puck bounces off everything. Doesn't go in anywhere, but it certainly hit the post. Inferno now in the dying stages of this game. They've got 80 seconds to go. Can they keep the puck alive and make some sort of a breakout? Van der Veet all over the place, flailing along the net, trying desperately to keep the puck out of the net, and does so, and that will freeze the puck, and the clock will stop with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go. 1 goal so far, the difference. Watch for the Inferno to pull the goalie. When do they do it? Do they do it now? Or do they wait till the puck's gone down the other end? They've got to get that goal. Look for Baumgartner to disappear. Dogs with possession. All they need to do is control it. They get the shot away. Baumgartner pushes it off into the side. Still on the ice. 50 seconds to play. They haven't pulled the goalie yet. It does work. It looks like they're not going to do it. Nelson fires the puck around the back of the net. Here comes the move. But that's going to go for an icing. And the puck will go all the way back. And interestingly, the Inferno not pulling the goalie. They have left Baumgartner on the ice, and they will have 40 seconds to go. The clock has stopped because of the icing. Good crowd here at IceHQ. The rink's pretty full watching this very exciting game. Last time these two teams played, the Dogs had it all their own way with a 3-goal runaway in the third. But this time, the Inferno are right back in it. They've got 40 seconds to go. And they need that 1 goal. Shot comes across the front just as well. They didn't pull the goalie. Baumgartner bounces off his shoulder. Powered back in by Tom Vandernet. Puck comes bobbling across the front. Here come the Inferno with another chance. But the Dogs back in numbers. They know the importance of getting back and cleaning it up. And here comes Dosso with a chance to, on 3-on-1, 4-on-1, unfortunately for Dosso. He's just running into a wall of Dogs. Dogs now clean the puck up. 10 seconds to go. This will be the last rush of the game. The Inferno need to steal it. They've pulled the goalie now. But it's going to be all over a little bit too late. With just 1 second to play. And the Dogs have won the Junior B gold medal game. Very closely fought contest. A great effort by the Inferno. But better by the Dogs. And a little bit of puck luck. And a lot of determination from both. And what an absolutely great game that one was. You went to the Dogs in the end, much closer than I think most would have expected. But superb effort, Inferno. They did pull their goalie at the end, but it wasn't quite enough. A little bit too late. But a great game there by their goaltenders in particular. Julian Baumgartner made some superb saves and absolutely kept the Inferno in the game. 37 shots to the Dogs, 21 to the Inferno. So almost twice as many shots to the Dogs. And what a great game by Julian Baumgartner, who absolutely kept the Inferno in that. But in the end, it was goals to Preston, who got one back for the Inferno with just under 4 minutes to go in the third. But Davey and Vandernet for the Dogs opened it up after it was all tied up. Skoll, a dry first with no goals to either. But in the second, Vandernet got one for the Dogs, and then Chambers evened it up from Gia. Vandernet's one short-handed for the Dogs, so that would be one that the Inferno would be a little bit disappointed in. And then Vandernet again got one for the Dogs with a lovely piece of play in front of the net, just picking up on that loose puck. Davey also from Hunter, and then Preston got that one back. Penalties, Sandy, Simmons, and then a bench minor to the Dogs for too many meant that for the first period, the Dogs gave away 6 minutes of power play, but the Inferno not able to take advantage of it. In the second, Preston got 2 for boarding for the Inferno. In the third, Bernardo got 2 for a body check in the third. So that one concludes the program for today. We'll have presentation, which will cut over to that one for you. And we'll be back at 4 o'clock for the Junior A bronze medal game between the Inferno and the Snipers.